All right, you barrel of monkeys, it's time to dust off your starter jackets, rip off those tearaways, and blow into your game cartridges. I'm Sam Blandford.
I'm Marty T.
And I'm Sean Kelly, and we wish it was the 90s. Welcome back to another episode of We Wish It Was the 90s, where we cover stuff that happens in the 90s, or was seen in the 90s, or was heard in the 90s, or happened in the 90s, with pretty average content. Today, we're jumping back to one of our more popular segments, Name the 90s, but our quizmaster Simon Blandford can't be with us. So today, we've jumped onto well-known website, instructional information provider, howstuffworks.com for their Growing Up in the 90s quiz.
I thought you were going to go for Ask Jeeves or something like that.
There were a few good options, but this is the one I landed on. A little bit about this quiz, as How Stuff Works says it. Kids in the 90s didn't have smartphones, Instagram or Snapchat, but they did have Nickelodeon, Game Boys and Pogs. How much do you remember about the 90s? Take this quiz to test your knowledge. So what we're going to do is the Wish It Was the 90s team of myself, Sam and Marty are going to work as a team. None of us know the answers, or have seen the answers. We probably know some of the answers. But we'd like you to play along too, so we'll link the website in the show notes. And feel free to tell us if you did better or worse than us. And we'll probably respond in about 6 months.
They probably don't need to do the quiz online. They could probably just listen to your questions.
We'll
and
put it in. Maybe they want to. Maybe they want to do it before us. I don't know.
If so, pause the podcast and come back.
Right. Well, shall we dive right in then, gentlemen?
Well, hold on. I think we've got to talk. We haven't actually talked about our quiz strengths yet.
Oh, yep.
So Simon, who's got COVID, he is a really good member of a quiz team. He's got a photographic memory, and he remembers heaps of shit. I'm awful.
I've noticed this at the famed Petone Riverside quiz night, where Simon's team always does well. Your parents are both quite good as well.
Yeah, Simon does inherit a bit of Murray's passive aggressiveness in the quizzes, though. Like, he's the one who's like, I think it's this, but no, go with yours. And
I feel like Jane might be more of the question the quizmaster type.
Yeah, Jane's a good scribe. She gets down all the details that's necessary.
Takes notes.
Very important role. Yes, but then when Simon, it comes through to the answers, and Simon's one was right, but we went with the other one. Yeah, he's got that knowing look.
I'm definitely the argue with the quizmaster type. We did the St. Bernard's College quiz fundraiser night, and they had a superheroes section. And one of the questions was, what is the superhero name of Billy Batson? And I wrote down Shazam, which is his current superhero name, and they had Captain Marvel, and I had to argue with the quizmaster that they stopped calling him Captain Marvel 10 years ago because of copyright rules with Marvel Comics.
Shit, can we pull out of this podcast, Marty?
Yeah, that's a big call early.
What's your strength, Marty?
Other than random stuff that no one needs to know, as far as a niche subject, could be Simpsons character names.
Marty,
just as far as like an unnecessary one.
What show were we watching on an indoor trip where no one could get a question right and you got over 50%?
Oh, it might have been what's the one where they asked a question or you got to answer as a question? A Jeopardy?
So people were like absolutely like just nothing coming out, and Marty was nailing it. Marty is a good person to have in a quiz.
I'm just going to sit here and listen to you guys, but basically.
I mean, I'm pretty confident everyone's going to get question one.
Okay, hit us with it.
So just to clarify, my strength is arguing with the quizmaster.
I have no strengths. Oh, food and drink. I'll give myself food and drink.
I'm also one of those guys who's always like, for the double points round, let's go music. And then it's all songs I've never heard.
Music sucks.
Right. Shall we?
Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Question 1. Every question has 3 answers. I'll read the question and the answers before we debate what we think it is. And then when we've got something, I'll lock it in. It'll tell us if we're wrong or right. Question 1. Who was the butler on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Jeffrey, Bertram, or Carlton?
Yeah. Look, I think the multi-choice, we've almost got to throw the multi-choice out the window.
Honestly, I don't know if you guys will get the next question. Don't get too cocky.
I don't know. Immediately, what came to head was my man G. So
All right, we'll lock in Jeffrey.
let's get it in there.
Speaking of Jeffrey, great character.
Was his accent for real? Was he actually like British or whatever?
Like the actor?
The actor, yeah, himself, yeah.
I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
Loved his reputation for being like an undercover ladies' man, but off the clock.
Big Jeffrey fan. To be honest, the first name that came to my was Niles from what was that? The Nanny?
Frasier.
No, was it Frasier?
That's
Shit, I thought that was the Nanny.
Cecil Terwilliger.
Question 2.
Yep.
And two.
What are the 2 types of playing discs in the game of Pogs? Slappers and flappers. Ooh, pollywogs and tadpoles. Pogs and slammers.
I definitely think that second one sounds a little bit racist, so we won't go with that one.
Don't get... that's what I thought when I said it.
I'm pretty sure there's a slammer,
So you think it might be Pogs and slammers?
but I'm happy to change.
So we've ruled out
Oh,
pollywogs and
That's a good
tadpoles. We've got slappers and flappers or Pogs and slammers.
It can't be slappers and flappers. It's got to be the third one.
I think isn't Pogs like that? Surely that's got to be the right one. And Slammers sounds familiar.
Correct. Pogs were one of the more fleeting kids' fads of the 90s. Pogs and slammers were used, but please don't ask how or why.
What's the just another Simpsons reference? Doesn't Milhouse say Alf's back in Pog form in one episode?
Absolutely.
Pogs.
I think in one of our podcasts, when I've written the description for it, I've said, "Wish it was the 90s is back in Pogs form."
This podcast writes itself.
Which TV show theme song had the following opening line? It's a rare condition in this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. I would sing it, but I don't know it.
Don't give us the things yet.
Okay.
But I've got no idea currently. Marty?
Sounds a little bit newsy. I've got nothing so far.
Options then, because I don't know.
Yeah.
Boy Meets World, The Nanny, or Family Matters. I feel like we can rule out The Nanny, can't we?
Yeah. I think everyone remembers that song.
We all remember the last words on it. Landing on her fanny. Boy Meets... Or say the song again.
Yeah.
It's a rare condition in this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. My problem is I didn't watch Boy Meets World or Family Matters.
Neither.
I watched a little bit of Boy Meets World, but don't remember it being anything kind of related to that. I don't know. It's a bit of a toughie. Family Matters. Was that the one with Marty McFly in it?
I thought so, and I thought that was 80s. Maybe it's not then.
Or was Family Matters the one with Urkel on it?
That's what I thought, but I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, it might have been the Urkel one.
I would look it up, but my computer won't let me load any other pages. This quiz is using up all my bandwidth.
Your video's gone on our podcast too.
I'm not even... I'm using a different computer for the podcast because I was worried about that.
Where do you want to go?
My guess would be because Boy Meets World was all about life at school. Perhaps reading stuff would, relate to that. Maybe it's about a school newspaper. I don't know.
All right, I'm happy with Boy Meets World.
Oh, Family Matters.
I knew it was Family Matters.
Love and tradition of a grand design, some people say, is even harder to find as the next line of the song.
Shit, we're 2 for 3. I thought we were going 20 for 20.
Yeah, that was I'm a little bit gutted about that, if I'm honest. But I'd like to know when those shows started. I don't know. Anyway, this next question is freaking weird. On the Saved by the Bell episode in which Jessie freaked out on drugs, what was she taking?
Oh,
What do you?
Whatever Screech was roofing her with.
So, what would be the options potentially that they would have showed on Saved by the Bell? Mushrooms?
If I gave you the options, I think it makes it. I hope it makes it pretty clear what kind of drugs it is.
All right, I reckon it's either it probably is weed. Is where I think we're going with this. Any other ones that could potentially pop up there, Marty?
I don't know. I thought that was still quite a little bit taboo to have on the telly.
I like your instincts, Marty.
In those days, I think it was a little bit more, I don't know, prescription-y type stuff that you might have seen. Or, yeah, I don't know.
What would be one?
I don't know. What was big in the 90s for that kind of stuff? Ritalin, perhaps? Don't know.
All right, I think we need the options.
Option 1.
Painkillers.
Ecstasy.
Oh.
Option 2. Sleeping pills. Option 3. Caffeine pills.
Oh, caffeine pills were a bit of a thing back in those days.
So what was the wording of the question? That what she did?
She freaked out. She was taking some drugs and she freaked out.
It's probably not sleeping pills.
Yeah, it's probably the caffeine, isn't it?
It'll get you.
No dose.
Yep, and we're right. The Jessie Song episode showed how seemingly innocent over-the-counter drugs like caffeine pills can make you excited. And scared. Oh, jeez, I don't know this next one either.
Oh, hey, we're still 3 for 4.
Mm-hmm. On which kids show did the character Pierre Escargot appear?
It's a snail, isn't it?
Escargot is, yeah. So that makes sense. All That, the Mickey Mouse Club, or the Ren and Stimpy Show?
Well, I don't think it is. What was the second one? It's not Mickey Mouse Clubhouse because my daughters watch that. And I reckon it's the third one. I don't think it's all.
It sounds like a Ren and Stimpy thing, but I don't know what All That is.
I think All That might have been a Nickelodeon show that had like I don't know, like teen actors in it, one of those types of jobs.
Sounds like That's So Raven.
Oh, I could be getting mixed up.
No, I think it is. I think it is a Nickelodeon show. And I think you're right. I think it's like a teen actors, whereas Ren and Stimpy's.
Yeah, and
Ren
and Stimpy's animated, and it's a bit more of a pass to have an outrageously stereotypical character.
We going Ren and Stimpy? All That.
All That? No way.
Hey, get this. Kenan Thompson played Pierre Escargot on sketch comedy show All That.
So Marty was right.
If I recognise when it's another theme song question, if I recognise it, I won't sing it the first time. I don't really want to sing on the podcast.
I should have got that. I watched All That heaps. I just looked it up.
Oh.
They try to replicate Saturday Night Live with Nickelodeon actors, like teen actors.
And then clearly some of them went on to Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, some of them did not.
Which TV show theme song had the following opening line? Whatever happened to predictability?
the
Milkman,
milkman, the
Paper
paperboy, even TV.
You guys
Back it in.
locking this one in without the option?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
What are you locking in, boys?
There's a heart I had to hold on to. Well, Step by Step.
No.
Oh, it's a Full House.
It's Full House.
I knew it was one of them. I was trying to get to the lyrics.
Thank God. Yeah. Don't worry, we'll class that as a win because
Don't worry, that'll be edited out.
I'd already clicked it.
Was Step by Step an option?
Yeah, it was.
What was the other option?
Sister.
Ooh.
Step by Step was Day by Day. That's right.
Yeah.
Next question. Which candy was the Fresh Maker?
Oh, so it's obviously a minty.
I know this.
Which
candy was the Fresh Maker?
I feel like it's like an ad, and they used to pop it in their mouth or something like a. It's not like a Tic Tac or something.
You wouldn't chuck it in a Coca-Cola.
Exactly, Marty. It's a fun science experiment.
Oh, Mentos. That is correct.
Mentos freshness. Fresh goes better with Mentos. Fresh and full of life. Mentos, the Fresh Maker.
Do you think Mentos first came about in the 90s?
That's a good
I
question.
remember it young.
But maybe that tagline for Mentos came out in the 90s. I don't know.
Yeah, it was definitely the ad, and they had the then they used to like
they did
flick
pop
Mentos
them
out of the thing.
And then caught it.
They used to say the American accent was a lot of like Mentos. Mentos.
How many individual Mentos do you think survived the 5-second rule when people failed to pop them into their mouth?
Oh, now there's a question, and I tell you what, I'd need all the options before trying to answer that one.
I feel like that should probably be in the next census, that question.
Mentos, 1932.
No way.
Yeah, in the Netherlands.
Back when they were making it with cocaine, like Coke.
That's a Fresh Maker.
Real fresh. Keep you up for us. Who were Tim and Jill Taylor's kids on Home Improvement?
So there were three, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Randy,
Randy, I think you'll find, was the middle one, and then Brad and Mark might have been filling out the other spots.
I thought Randy was the youngest.
No, he was a middle child.
Oh, was Mark Jonathan Taylor?
Nah, Randy was Jonathan Taylor. Mark was the youngest, and was it Taryn Noah Smith?
Oh, and Mark was a real nerd, eh?
Yeah, and he went a bit goth/emo, like riding out that 90s wave as the younger, moody kind of a child, and was into photography and videography.
Oh, we got to do a Home Improvement episode.
Is it JT that left before the show finished because he didn't get on with
Because Randy wanted to go to Costa Rica to go on at some sort of like eco-environmental war crusade or something to do with planting trees.
But isn't the real reason because Tim Allen's a bit of a jerk?
Could be.
Marty's a real Tim Allen apologist.
That's good to know, Marty, because I don't know when it came out, but if it came out in the 90s, I'm real keen for Galaxy Quest.
And so is one of our listeners.
Galaxy Quest is actually good, Sam. Very good. Very underrated. Here's one for the readers in the quiz. What's the first in R.L. Stine's Goosebumps series? R.L. Stine, Sam Johnson's father.
I don't even think I've got Goosebumps in my classroom, and I don't think I could. You used to have a whole set, and we need Pat for this as well. Pat was a big Goosebumps man.
I think I had about 30 or 40 Goosebumps books. I reckon I read about 10 of them.
Oh, you're a collector rather than a reader.
Yeah.
Just for show.
You can thank the Lucky Book Club for that.
I've got a couple in mind. Like, I think number 1 or 2 was something about it comes out of the basement, and was Night of the Living Dummy up there early?
Oh,
Both of those aren't in the list, but
Okay.
there's 2 in the list that stick out for me. But so one is The Girl Who Cried Monster. That's for me. That's not sticking out. The next one is Say Cheese and Die. Very
Oh.
familiar.
mm.
And Welcome to Dead House.
Oh, Say Cheese and Die.
That feels like something. But so does Welcome to the Dead House. Welcome to Dead House.
What was the first one, Bob?
The Girl Who Cried Monster. Say Cheese and Die is definitely.
I reckon go for that one. Eh? Like, I've heard of that. You sound keen on that.
I need validation from Marty.
Yeah, I know that is definitely one of them, and it's an early one. Let's give it.
It's Welcome to Dead House,
Oh,
Kidding me.
1992.
Goosebumps, not a bad episode.
Mm.
Terrible movie.
Oh, I was thinking we could read Welcome to Dead House. It'd probably take about 2 hours. Next question. What's the name of Carmen Sandiego's criminal organization?
Oh,
What I like about the options they've given here is they're all anagrams, but they've used the same 4 letters every time.
That's what they should have done for the home improvement question, was just have like one other child name in with the other 2.
Because Randy was, as soon as I saw Randy on the screen, I knew that was it. That was a bit shit. They should have Randy in all of them.
Mm.
Do you want the options?
yeah.
Yeah, I've forgotten the question, sorry.
Carmen Sandiego's criminal organization.
Yeah.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? LIVE, VILE, or EVIL? Now, instinctively, I want to say EVIL is too on the nose, but we are talking about a 90s cartoon.
Do you guys remember the game show that they had with like Kiwi?
Oh, how good was that? It's like a geography show.
Yeah.
You would have been very good at that, Marty, with your knowledge of capital cities.
Yeah, it's a shame. I might have been about 4 or 5 years too young at that point. I think maybe even some kids from my primary school might have had a nudge on that on the telly show.
Marty, you were too busy with your child modelling career.
Let's hope that gets edited out.
Sorry, you got Evil and Live.
What was
Live?
the
Oh, Live. Was the other one Vale or Vile?
Vile.
Surely if it's
Vile?
Carmen Sandiego, Vale would make sense.
That's fair. She wears that big hat. It was also a very fun MS-DOS game.
I remember that. Yeah.
That's how I remember it as a game, and it was real hard to catch her.
When she was hanging out with her mates in Live.
Is that what we're going with?
No, I don't know what we're going. No, I don't. Surely it's not that one.
Well, I don't know if it's evil either for the same reason you said, Spinny. Maybe it's vile.
Vile.
I'm leaning towards evil, like the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
What would it possibly stand for?
Oh, that's a good point. Enterprise Villains International Logistics.
Because you came up with that, that sounds good.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, it was vile.
Yeah,
We get 1 point because Marty said vile.
No, we don't. Dear listeners.
Which channel aired Supermarket Sweep in the 90s?
Channel.
Two of these channels didn't exist in New Zealand.
What's Supermarket Sweep?
So I'll give you the options. Game Show Network, Lifetime, or Nickelodeon. Let's rule out Nickelodeon because none of us have heard of Supermarket Sweep.
Yeah. Yep.
What were the other two? Sorry.
The Game Show Network or Lifetime.
Oh, that's bullshit. Although I guess we do have a large American market who will know this one.
It's definitely our second biggest market. Our first biggest market being our friends.
Lower Hutt, Wellington.
Have you heard of any of those channels? I don't know if I have. Lifetime sounds familiar.
Imagine a channel dedicated to game shows.
Yeah, yep.
Sounds awful.
That would service the unemployed very well.
Or my gran.
Yeah, yep. That's same thing. Unemployed and retired.
Mm.
Nothing like watching a bit of Tipping Point on a sick day.
Tipping Point's definitely the worst quizzes.
What happened to Eggheads?
Should we just pick? What do you reckon? Lifetime or Game Show? What do you reckon? We like the sound of Game Show. Let's go with that.
Yeah,
it was Lifetime.
Well, at least it wasn't Nickelodeon. VILE stands for the Villains International League of Evil.
Oh, so we yeah.
You got one word right.
Mm-hmm. On Beverly Hills 90210, the entire high school rallies to ensure this character graduates. Kelly Taylor, Donna Martin, or Brenda Walsh.
I don't know any of them.
Can I call my 48-year-old sister?
I think Brenda Walsh might have been Shannon Doherty.
And she's the kind of person who'd fuck up on the way to graduation.
Yeah, could have got in a bit of trouble. What were the other names again, Bob?
Kelly Taylor and Donna Martin.
I think Kelly Taylor was one of the blonde girls.
Is Kelly Taylor the one that was what's her name? Tori Spelling?
Oh,
the only reason she was on the show was because her father was a producer.
Allegedly.
I mean, and she's a good actress, I guess.
I'd really like to know what the school did to rally around said character.
But early in the 90s for me, I think to...
Go with your gut. What was the first one you said?
You like Brenda. We like Brenda.
Well, yeah, I think Brenda was the one who was in trouble a little bit, but maybe that was real life. I can't remember about the character.
It's wrong. It was Donna Martin. And the only thing that it's the only tidbit it's giving me is Donna Martin graduates. Donna Martin graduates. So obviously, I believe they rallied around with a chant.
Get chanting.
What's that? How many have we done? What's our score?
So far, correct, we have 7, and incorrect, we have 5, which makes 12.
Oh,
but we got that bonus point, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Oh shit, we're diving here. Come on.
Yeah. Wendy Kaufman starred in this company's commercials and was really its employee. Subway, Wendy's, or Snapple? What's Snapple?
What is Snapple? Yeah, okay.
Is the Wendy a red herring?
Or is it something that makes sense? Who works for us that's called Wendy?
I think we'd mug ourselves off if we don't know it and we don't go Wendy's and it's Wendy's.
It was Snapple.
Wendy
Wendy Kaufman, the Snapple lady, read Snapple fan mail in the ads.
What's Snapple? Did it say something to do with food? Yeah. Did it say something to do with food?
Well, Subway and Wendy's are food.
It's a brand of tea and juice drinks. Presumably tasting of apple.
Why did they have fan mail on their ads? All right, you've got a 30-second ad slot. All right, we're going to bring in Wendy to read some fan mail. Like Snapple. Which TV character was so popular in the 90s that he got his own cereal? Urkel, Mr. T, or the now cancelled Pee Wee Herman?
Oh.
If it's Pee Wee Herman, that makes me sick.
Mr. T, I reckon. What was the first one? They both.
Mr. T had a great run with Snickers.
Andy was in not Rambo, Rocky.
Urkel makes sense though, because
Yeah.
cereal is marketed at kids usually.
Typically, but Mr. T was also marketed at kids too. He was in like cartoons as himself, and like he had a big run. Everyone knew Mr. T was.
Was the A Team the 90s?
No, 80s. But he's
But
still.
Urkel was definitely 90s.
I don't think Urkel's the.
I think
And if,
Mr. T, having been established in the 80s, already had quite a big, large name, and not only with just the kids, but with the parents as well. And he had a he had a big following.
Sean, what are you leaning?
I'm leaning towards Urkel, Sam.
What was the other one?
Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, Pee Wee.
You can't put Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
I'm going Urkel.
Yeah, I'm leaning Urkel.
It's Urkel.
Come on, here we go. We're back in the game.
Urkelos.
Urkelos.
Urkelos. 1991.
Were they chocolate?
No. Jeez.
Marty, our listeners don't know you're black. You can't say that. Which of the following, there's 5 options for this one. Which of the following is not considered a grunge band? Mudhoney, Pearl Jam, Matchbox 20, Soundgarden, or Nirvana? Surely Matchbox 20.
Yeah, what does Soundgarden sing?
Yeah, they're
Grunge.
What was the first one, Bob?
Mudhoney. It sounds grungy.
It does sound grungy. I've never heard of them though.
Neither.
But I don't consider Matchbox 20 as grunge.
If Matchbox 20 gets classified as grunge in this quiz, then we take the point anyway because they're pop rock at best.
Oh shit! I've not been scoring the last few questions, lads.
Oh,
see how it goes.
We've got the last few right from memory, Marty.
This is question 15, correct?
Yes.
Is this question 15, Bob?
I don't know. It's not numbered.
We went wrong and then right, I think, from when we last.
Let's go Matchbox 20. Correct. Matchbox 20 kind of sticks out like a sore thumb in that group, doesn't it? Well, I guess if you know who Mudhoney is.
Let's ask Pat.
Soundgarden's I would say most well-known song is Black Hole Sun.
Yeah, I don't know Soundgarden.
But get Black Hole Sun on your Spotify for tomorrow. It's a tune.
You'd know Audio Slave, I think, Sammy, wouldn't you?
Oh, yep. I've heard of Soundgarden.
Yeah. Yeah, Audio Slave's Rage Against the Machine with the Soundgarden singer, isn't it? What's his name?
Just about Chris Cornell.
Cornell, yeah, that's it.
R.I.P., brother.
Where is Dawson's Creek set?
Fuck, I've known about one question, eh?
It was real farmy, wasn't it? Wasn't it a farmy place? Was it a farmy?
Yeah, it felt quite rural.
According to Kat and Bianca's dad, it's Dawson's River, not Dawson's Creek.
Great reference to our last episode.
If you haven't listened, go back and have a listen. It was a doozy.
Wilmington, North Carolina, Cape Side, Massachusetts, and I don't want to say this next one to upset our US fan base, but Montauk.
Oh, how do you spell it?
Montauk.
Tauk. Montauk.
Montauk?
But Massachusetts was massively butchered by you as well.
What did I say?
I don't know, but it wasn't Massachusetts.
I am on my 6th beer.
Massachusetts.
Cape Side. Yeah, nailed it.
Yes, boy, that's what we discussed and you put. Good job.
Which of the following is not one of the Camden children in Seventh Heaven?
What the fuck? What is that?
You don't know Seventh Heaven?
Oh, Seventh Heaven. That was it on like Sundays at 3 p.m. or something?
It's a super Christian TV show, very wholesome.
Was Jessica Biel on that?
Oh, I didn't watch it, but I remember it being real wholesome and Christiany.
What was the question?
Which of the following is not one of the kids?
Oh, look, you're better off answering than this. It sounds like you watched it.
I'd ask Marty, but he's disappeared.
I'm here. Just getting out of bed.
Sure. So here's the options: Matthew, Lucy, Ruthie, Luke, Sam, and David. Now let's
How many-
assume.
What?
Let's assume
How many
Let's-
friggin' options are there?
6. Now let's assume that Matthew, Luke, and David are all kids' names because they're biblical.
Yeah.
Ruthie was definitely in there.
So we're between Sam and Lucy here. Should we get rid of Sam?
I think Ruthie might have been
Sam's
there.
definitely biblical.
Yeah, that's fair.
But when you have heaps of kids and you get a little bit, we'll just going with a unisex name. That's a useful option.
That's fair as well.
Having that up your sleeve.
If he'd had any more kids, he would have had to brought Moses into the game.
Wow.
Sounds like you got your answer, Bob.
You reckon it's Sam?
Oh no, I thought it was the other girl. Luke, was it Lucy?
Lucy. But it sounds like that's such a
I
wholesome name.
think Lucy's in there.
All right, Sam then.
Sam, Matthew, Luke, or David.
I think it might maybe it is one of the Gospels that isn't in there. Because you can't use all of them, and then it's a bit cliche.
Oh, it was Luke. It was Luke, my son's name. Oh, that's a bit rude. Here's one for Marty in his specialised area. What is Bart Simpson's full name?
Ah,
I think you'll find it's Bartholomew Jojo.
That's an option. The other options were
oh jeez.
Bartimaeus Crouch Simpson
Oh yeah.
and Bart Simpson.
Why is the JoJo a thing, Marty?
I've got no idea actually. I think it. No, I don't know. I don't know where Jojo comes from.
It's definitely not as famous as Homer's middle name.
Yeah, that's a dedicated episode, isn't it?
Absolutely, and a great episode.
Great episode.
What was NBC's original must-see TV lineup for 1993-94 season? So there's four different shows for each. So 93-94, this is their 4 must-see TV lineup. Option 1, Mad About You, Wings, Seinfeld, and Frasier. Option 2, Friends, Suddenly Susan, Seinfeld, Caroline in the City.
I don't reckon it's that.
No, that's
What's Caroline in the City?
I've heard of it, but I reckon those are 94 just not quite right for those 4, I don't reckon.
When did Friends come out?
I don't know. I think that was a bit early for Friends.
Yeah, Friends was like 96 or 7 or something, I think.
The last one is Wings, Seinfeld, Cheers, The Single Guy.
I like number 1.
What else is the number 1? Mad About You.
Wings, Seinfeld, Frasier.
Ooh.
Or Frasier.
Was Frasier around in 1993? I'm not sure. Because Frasier was a spin-off from Cheers. But Cheers
Was it?
I feel like it was a staple of the 90s, though. When did Cheers was probably done by 93, 94?
I don't know. I don't know if it would have been.
Mm.
But I think I still remember watching Cheers on telly.
Yeah, but it was a classic. It got the classic rerun treatment for years.
Yeah, true. That's a good point. Would it have been done? I don't know. Didn't watch much of Wings. Did you guys watch a bit of Wings?
Nah, no Wings for me. What's
Nothing.
good to see is Seinfeld's in all of them.
Yeah. That'd be a must. So run us through number 1
Is
again.
Mad About You a bit early for 93, 94?
Well, see that. Yeah, that'd be early doors. And would you say it's must see telly if it's only just starting? That's what I'm thinking. Like, would you lean more towards the older?
So we're going to go Wings, even though we don't know it. Seinfeld, Cheers, and The Single Guy.
And I've never heard of the single guy.
Neither.
Oh, I was mad about you. Thursday night, NBC.
Who was the what was her name? The actress?
Alan Hunt.
Helen Hunt.
Very good in What Women Want with Mel Gibson.
Not too bad in the 50s.
Before we found out he was an anti-Semite.
You love Mel Gibson. Oh no, wait. You love Nicolas Cage.
I do love Nick Cage. I did love Mel Gibson until he got cancelled, which I agreed with because cancelling people's fine. Who was Doogie Howse's girlfriend? Wendy, Wanda, or Winnie?
Sounds like a Wanda type of guy. Or a Wendy.
Yeah, I've got no context for this.
I never was a Doogie. I never knew anything about Doogie Howser MD.
Nah, neither.
Was that Neil Patrick Harris?
Yeah.
Maybe next time we should do a 90s quiz starting from 95.
I got nothing.
Go with Wendy.
Have a
All
punt.
right. Oh, it was Wanda.
Oh, you bastard.
What game came packaged with a Game Boy?
Oh.
I know what I got with my Game Boy, but I didn't get the original Game Boy. I had a Game Boy Color and I got it in like 98. And it had, for the record, it had Super Mario Bros, which is an option.
I've got a hunch. Let's hear what the options are.
Donkey Kong, Tetris, Super Mario Bros.
Oh. I had Donkey Kong and Tetris in my mind.
See, I think it came with Tetris already loaded.
Like Alex Kidd.
Yeah, and Master System.
Speaking of, me and Marty fired up the RetroPie last week and couldn't get past the first level of Alex Kidd.
Jesus.
All I wanted to do was ride that motorcycle.
We couldn't get there.
Not looking good for the Lomus tournament then. Forget how to pass.
Oh, yeah, it was frustrating.
Tetris, Donkey Kong, Super Mario Bros. Sam?
Well, I never owned a Game Boy. I played a lot of my cousins. I think it's probably either Tetris or Super Mario Bros. If you got Super Mario Bros. With yours.
I got it, but it wasn't original, so should we just go with that and hope that that was a long-standing thing?
Was that what you were thinking, Marty, or was Tetris your kind of lean to?
I mean, Nintendo, Donkey Kong and Super Mario are quintessentially Nintendo games, whereas Tetris is, I don't know if it's necessarily a Nintendo
Do you get
game.
Tetris on like those random shitty handheld console
I
things?
remember getting them for Christmas and brick games. You know, like when you spend like Christmas with heaps of your cousins and you get like 15 brick games, one for each kid, and then all of a sudden you get them taken back off you because they're far too noisy.
All right, Super Mario.
Yeah.
It was Tetris.
For fuck's sake.
Shit.
Which
That's-
90s...
That must be 20 questions.
Yeah, I miscounted. Because I didn't count, I just guessed.
How many are there?
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to go.
Yep, that's about 20.
Let's get through them. If we get 20 right and we think there's 20 questions, we get 100%.
Perfect.
Yeah, nice.
Which 90s boy band featured Nick, Drew, Justin, and Jeff?
Nick Carter?
Nick, Drew, Justin, and Jeff.
Surely this is in sync with Justin.
Yeah, go for it.
Did NSYNC
It's 98 degrees. NSYNC had 4.
Nah, they had 5, didn't they? They had Lance and Joey in there.
Oh, we'll get a point because Marty knew the answer and I clicked too fast.
Okay.
Which 90s song was ranked the #1 greatest one-hit wonder of all time?
Chumbawamba, tub thumping. If it's not, I am going to eat my own shoe.
Well, take your shoe off, Marty, because it's not an option.
What?
And these other ones are pretty good one-hit wonders, although I'd like to argue one of them.
Mbop.
No,
Sure.
the Macarena.
Ooh.
Classic.
I'm Too Sexy.
Oh, that's terrible.
But a right said Fred.
And Ice Ice Baby. And I'll argue that because Go Ninja Go from TMNT2 is a phenomenal song.
Gotta be the Macarena.
If it's not, we riot. Yeah, we win.
Yes. It's not jump up. Marty's currently eating his shoe.
How does it taste, Marty?
It's a mouthful.
Who was Angela Chase's crush on My So-Called Life?
Never heard of it.
What is that?
Ricky Vasquez, Brian Krakow, Jordan Catalano.
Gotta be a Ricky Vasquez.
It was Jordan Catalano, but, who cares? What was the name of the last Beanie Baby ever manufactured? Remember when the question was, who was the butler?
Would it have been a hacky sack by then?
These names are pretty interesting. The Last Ladybug, Final Foxy, or The End.
Oh.
Surely they didn't call a Beanie Baby The End. Oh, I've got my new Beanie Baby The End.
Maybe.
This is the end. Named after the Doors. Surely it's either Final Foxy or The Last Ladybug.
I like Final Foxy.
Fuck, it was The End. The final Beanie Baby in 1999 was a black bear called The End. That's racist.
They cancel Beanie Babies?
Maybe that's why they got cancelled. Which TV show theme song had the following opening line?
Here we go.
It's a little wild and a little strange.
Step by Step.
Options are Hey Dude, Clarissa Explains All, and
What?
Keenan and Cal.
What did you say in that second one?
Clarissa Explains All.
Glad you clarified that. What was the run us through the name of the song again, John?
It's a little wild and a little strange, Richard.
It's time for Keenan and Kel to keep you laughing in the afternoon. Isn't that how it goes?
Are we locking that in then?
It's not. I don't think it's Keenan and Kel.
I don't know the others. Clarissa Explains It All sounds like some sort of Nick show that was on when I stopped watching cartoon shows.
Mm. What was the other one then?
Hey, dude, don't make it bad. Sing a sad song.
It was called Hey Dude.
That's obviously
Yeah.
its own song, so must be the other one.
Ah, it was Hey Dude.
Oh, that's what we said, didn't we?
Yeah, point for us.
Point.
What was the first Mary Kate and Ashley movie?
Oh, ask Charlotte. She'll know. Millionaire Dad.
I've been instructed not to reference my wife in podcasts anymore.
Does she listen?
She loves 10 Things I Hate About You.
So does my wife, but she is still not hit that download button.
I said, when you get to the My Wife Suggest section, turn it off.
Parent Trap.
So here are the options. Oh, I recognize one of them. Maybe but two of them. How the West Was Fun rings a bell. To Grandmother's House We Go does not. And It Takes Two definitely rings a bell.
Yeah, I reckon you got to go with It Takes Two. It's the only one I've heard of.
It was the
I've,
Grandmother's one.
I've heard of To Grandmother's House We Go.
And do you want to lock it in, Marty?
They were young, like I want to say not too far out of Full House.
So are you?
Marty locks it in and it's right.
Wow.
Oh, shit. There's 7 options for this question.
This podcast gone way longer than we thought.
It's because you guys keep talking about Pee Wee Herman. Which All That cast member did not get a spin-off show?
Here we go, Sammy.
And for the record, there's 7 of them. Does this imply that 6 people got a spin-off show?
It does.
Amanda Bynes, Kenan
did.
Thompson,
He did.
Cal Mitchell,
He loved orange soda.
Cal loves orange soda.
Jamie Lynn Spears, Angelique Bates, Nick Cannon, and Lil JJ.
Thoughts on Angelique Bates?
No idea who that is.
Sounds like a good one.
Who's Lil JJ?
Yeah, it's between those two, eh?
Was Lil JJ in that video with Kim Kardashian? Oh, it was Ray J.
What video are you referencing here, Marty? I reckon it's that Bates, Angelica Bates. I think she was
You nailed it, Sam.
Oh, did I?
Batesy.
Yeah.
Unlucky. Okay. Wannabe.
Last question, isn't it? Last question?
It's 2 to go.
Oh, yeah.
Wannabe was the Spice Girls' first single. What was the second?
Oh,
Two-
great question.
2 Become One, Say You'll Be There, or Who Do You Think You Are?
Oh.
Oh.
Let's ask Michael Barrymore.
I reckon it's Who Do You Think You Are?
Yeah, I do too.
Or 2 becomes 1.
It was Say You'll Be There.
Oh.
Shit, that didn't seem like an early one.
No. Who was the first host of TRL?
TRL.
Anyone know what that is?
I know, didn't Carson Daly host that?
Go back to the quiz.
Queer Eye for the Straight
Carson
Guy.
Daly's an option.
Hmm.
You want the other options? Because one of them's awesome.
What are the other options?
The not so awesome option is Ryan Seacrest. The awesome option is Downtown Julie Brown, long lost sister of Tony.
Sounds like we've got to go Carson, don't we?
I know he did host it. I don't know if he was first.
I've never even heard of it, so.
It was on that Eminem song, White America.
Oh, no, it's Ty Pennington.
What?
He was Extreme Makeover Home Edition.
Hello, Love family. Why did he put? Why couldn't he talk without a megaphone?
We locked in Carson Daly?
Carson Daly hosted Total Request Live on MTV from 98 to 2002.
Yes, Marty.
I don't believe how stuff works when it says that we only got 11 out of 30.
That's incorrect.
What did we actually get, Marty?
We got 1, 2. We got about 16, I reckon.
Excellent.
We'll take
That's a
16.
pass.
Do you say 20?
We got on a bit of a skid at the back end.
And if I remember anything about high school education, is that if you get over 50%, you get to continue podcasting.
Hey.
Right. Well, I hope you did better than us, or worse than us, or you didn't do it at all, or it was it was a quiz. That's for sure. It was a quiz.
Next time we're going to do Name the 90s Simpsons characters.
That's for sure. Let's wrap this up real quick because that took a lot longer than we hoped for. So hit up the socials. WIWT90S Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We got a Facebook page, group. Not much happens there, but things happen. More importantly, get to us on your favorite podcast listening server that we're on, which is most of them. Give us a little rating. If it asks for a review, say whatever you want. You can cancel Marty in your review if you want, so long as you give us 5 stars. But other than that, I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or good night. Wish it was the 90s out.
Cheers.
Thanks, bro.